Okay, so we're going to do another voiceover run. This one is going to be of Izzis' first run ever in harness. So we got the dogs hooked up, Sherry's doing the countdown, and off we go. So just really quick, this is Izzis' first time ever running in harness. And obviously I'm a little nervous, but right away I see that everything's going really well. She's running right next to her brother Loki, and oh, we got a piece of mud right on the GoPro pretty much right away. And that's going to be stuck there because I'm not going to notice that. But for a first run, this is actually fantastic because she's running. She looks like she's really natural in harness right now. And I couldn't be more happy with what I'm seeing. What we did is we like Loki, we taught her the mushing commands while walking, but we had never ran her up until this point. So this is really, really special to me. Because we didn't really get a lot of footage of Loki's first runs, and I didn't really start GoProing stuff until about now. So you can see that she's a little distracted sometimes. She'll kind of like poke her head over and look, maybe she hears something. But for the most part, she's following her brother's lead, which is exactly what I was hoping that would happen. And the idea is that when you're training a dog, it's a lot easier to do it when you have another dog who's experienced, because Loki's going to kind of act as a translator for me. So all the commands that I issue Loki, Izzy's going to be able to follow his lead. She also knows them, but she's going to pick up off of him. And like I said, it's really helpful that she adores her big brother so much because, well, she wants to be just like him. You can see there's like a little bit of a... She didn't quite know what she was doing for a second there, but that's okay. So I give him the on-by here. This is an intersection on the trail, but no big deal. Loki kind of keeps her in line, and that's another nice thing, is Loki's so big that it's really hard for another dog to kind of drag him off into another direction or something. And that's why he's such a good dog to have as a leader in training new dogs, because he's really patient, he's really focused, and he's really big, so he can't really get pulled around or pushed around or anything like that. So this is where the first hiccup happens, and this is always something that is very difficult because we use public trails. You can't really see it on the GoPro because the GoPro is on the handlebars, but you can see there's some people up there, and I know they have dogs. So I kind of stop and I'm thinking about what to do. But I'm like, okay, I'll just go ahead. Loki's got it on by. He won't, pay any attention. But, one dog on each side of the trail. This is the gauntlet here. So I got to decide, am I going to turn around or go? I'm going to go for it. And there's Izzy getting distracted. But that's okay, it's her first run and she's going to learn. Loki, you can see he just powered right through it, didn't care about the other dogs. He's super focused, and he's just a fantastic leader, in my opinion. So we're going to go Ha here. Some of the other runs, if you watch it at Spring Garden, this is where we're at. We'll go G there, or right, and it takes us on a little bit longer of a loop, but I want to keep this run really short because every extra minute that I'm running basically is something else that could go wrong. I want to keep it short, sweet, positive, and just really fun for Izzy. And that's one of the major things about mushing, is you always want to make sure that it's a very positive thing and it's a lot of fun for the dog. We got some people up here. Sorry for the shaky cam. At the time I was mounting the GoPro to the handlebars, and well, a lot of the shock and vibration is transmitted right to the GoPro. So they see some people here. We go on by, that's good. And then there's a runner up here. And I kind of want to pass him, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're just going to kind of follow him. I'm on the brakes. And this is fine. And we're just trucking along. Just riding the brakes. Now, I'm going to want to go straight here. But the runner's going G. And the dogs want to follow the runner, even though I'm calling them Ha. So I stop them. And I don't let them go where they want to go. They're supposed to be listening to my commands. So I wait for them to listen. And then they do, and then good dogs, let's go. Now, at the time, I'm giving Izzy a lot more praise than I really should, and I'm really excited, because this is really emotional for me. I kind of felt that I was really lucky that Loki took to mushing as well as he did, and I was a little nervous about Izzy. Sasha isn't as focused as Loki, and she doesn't run with the same kind of drive that Loki does, so I wasn't exactly sure if Izzy would turn out like Sasha or more like Loki. And what I'm seeing here is basically that Izzy's a clone of Loki, and she has just as much focus and drive as him, and this is just fantastic. So now we go back through that 4-way intersection, and we're heading back to the truck. Like I said, I want to keep this short and sweet. I don't want to overdo it. Again, these are public trails, so I don't really know if I'm going to run into off-lead dogs or other dogs walking, and that could really throw a wrench in the works, because if there's an off-lead dog, then they could run up and chase my dogs or try to play with my dogs, and I don't want that. My dogs are super friendly. They get along with pretty much every dog they've ever met, but right now they're working, and I want them to focus 100% on what they're doing, because that's going to set up the baseline for Izzy, basically, of what I need her to do when I'm running. If you have a very easily distracted dog, obviously they're connected to the bike, and that could actually be very dangerous. So I want them to be very focused. I want them to ignore all distractions, and I just want them to run and listen to my commands. But so far so good, and looking back now, this is over a year ago, and I've ran Izzy quite a bit after this. She's turned out perfect. She's just as good of a leader as Loki, and she's got just as much drive, and it's absolutely fantastic. But that's part of the training regimen that you have to do, and especially with dogs, it's all about consistency, and like I said, making sure it's always a very positive experience. You want to make sure that it's always positive. You don't want to be yelling at your dogs, scolding your dogs, and you're going to have times where it gets very frustrating, where, you know, you might get angry with what's happening, but you can't let your dogs feel that. You can't transmit that through in your voice. Now, you could be stern. You could tell them something in a very direct way, but you can't get mad and emotional about it and start yelling. It's all about consistency, and the more consistent you are, the better the dog will understand. So now we're coming back in, and like I said, this is a really short little run, about 8 minutes long, a little bit more than a kilometer. And you can see Izzy's tug line's getting a little loose here, because, you know, it's her first run. She's never done this before, but we're okay. Here we go. We stop them. Now Jen's gonna grab the neckline, and let's give him some water and lots of praise and lots of love, because that was amazing. Thanks, guys.